Happy pre-Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, every day before Mother's Day is Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-Mother's
Every
Day.
day is Mother's
And
Day.
every day after Mother's Day is the opportunity to get it right for next year.
And actually every day, because somebody's becoming a mother every day of the day, every day, 365. It's Mother's Day somewhere.
you know, I'm Miss Cleo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm calling me now because I was the one who predicted our cousin had a kid.
Oh yeah, okay.
All right, I sent out a note because I'm an asshole to
Mm.
all the fathers on Father's Day.
Yeah, you sure did.
Remember that?
Yeah, yeah,
Eh,
sure
I
did.
sent it and I added him to the list and I
Mm-hmm.
said, let's be honest, you probably got a one running around hot in these streets. And he did. And everybody, then I get a call and it's like, how'd
Yeah,
you know? I'm like, nigga,
how'd you
I'm
know? Yeah.
late. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I mean, congratulations. I don't know. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what to say to that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't tell nobody.
Morgan Pierce.
Who's Morgan Fish?
That's that's the cousin
No,
name. That's not the not the
no.
cousin.
This happened a while ago. This is
Oh, you talking about Jell? Oh,
yeah,
okay, got you. Okay, yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
No. But we
I
do
thought
have a
about
new
the new
cousin.
new cousin. Yeah,
Congratulations, new cousin.
yeah. Hey, new cousin, how you doing?
Hey, welcome to this mess.
Messed up family.
Okay, welcome to this hot buttered rolled mess.
Hot mess.
Okay, so before I can lean in on this side, like somebody messed with my mic. So now I gotta figure. Y'all got that man gap between y'all.
Yeah. I'm
Now
sorry.
I gotta figure out how to mess with my control channels.
Yeah, it's a the man law. You gotta have that
Gotta have at least
elbow room.
this nutsack room.
Yeah, there you go. You gotta be able to
Spread
spread your
it out.
legs so your nuts can breathe. All that good shit.
All right. So I promised Heidi I was gonna address something on. Well, I promised her because I'm lazy. So Heidi put something online, and it was something akin to Toronto, Canada. Canada. Don't quote me. So either Canada, the country of Canada, or Toronto, like an actual province. Forgive me, people in Canada.
Yes, province.
Ignorance. I don't know. So I don't know what location, but it was a study that was done that said that single parents, I think it says single parents or single mothers. Single mothers are there are reasons for people being incarcerated. There's a study according to that, and I said that poverty plays a role in that. And she said that they did a study, and they did a study on married people, single parents and some other stuff. And I wanted to say all this stuff, right? I had all these words to say, but when it came time to actually doing
You got lazy.
am I?
I don't feel.
I was like,
I don't.
Nah, I'm done. So I said I was going to address it. What I mean by that, right, is poverty underlines everything, right? So if you teach people, like the value of $1 would be better suited for the right person to get therapy to heal from their traumatic situations growing up with their childhood, so they can learn how to be proper parents. So when they have kids, they can actually have the possibility for the best success for their child, be it a single family person or a couple, right? Because I know a lot more single dads now who are have their children with them. So I'm not saying single moms or whatever. I'm just saying in general, because we don't learn how to be proper parents, because it's not a priority to teach us. Why isn't school teaching us the fundamentals of how to live life properly? Why, like bank accounts, like
there's
parenting, like this kind of stuff? And there's a reason for that. But that's what I mean when I talk about poverty. Poverty ain't just you don't have no money. Poverty, or we don't have no money. Poverty is a mindset that is taught globally. And that's what I mean when I say that. So I'm not saying that the probability for somebody who is a single parent to have a child that gets incarcerated isn't there. But I'm also saying that if that single parent were to live in a high income area, they wouldn't have that issue as hard as they hey Ashley. They wouldn't have that issue as hard as somebody who lived in poverty. Even a couple. Shoot, good times. Like they were constantly getting harassed by people, and James.
But he couldn't keep a job though, man. The people had their foot on his back.
Yes, poverty. it does play a role in things, and I mean, like I said, it's not just I don't have any money. It's the area I live doesn't have money to pay for the niceties that nice areas do. I remember I worked for the city, a real affluent city, somewhere, none y'all business. I worked for a real affluent city, and I remember uh talking to the public school because my job was the engineer and that, so I had to talk to the public school about a project,
Mm,
and I was talking to them about a project, and then they said they mentioned that they were having a cooking class, not home ec, a
mm,
cooking class where they had brought a chef in from one of the from one of the restaurants, like a Michelin chef,
mhm.
rated chef in to come and teach some kids how to cook. And I thought, the lovely hell is this? What the fuck? And I'm sitting here looking around. And it's like, hey, you want something to eat? And it was like Christini stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? Oatmeal? Nah, Christine.
Mm,
Like,
mm,
no, spaghetti?
nope.
Christini
Mm-mm.
with a little portobello mushroom.
Yep.
What?
This is posh.
Yes. Yes. They have access to things that we
Mm,
would never have access to.
mm.
And access equals exposure.
Yep.
And exposure is the knowledge base for everything. So
Mm.
that's what I
That's
mean
the
when I say
foundation.
poverty.
Mm,
So I'm not trying to negate the fact that two is better than one at all. I'm not trying to negate that, but I will say this, and I had this conversation with my sorority sister.
mm,
I'd rather be a single parent, because there are people that exist, and this is not shots fired to a man or a woman, but I've seen relationships where the the primary partner
mm,
is the one taking care of the baby, the person,
mm.
and the other person is just an accessory. Like
Okay.
they're
Mm,
just watching. Just wait
mm.
till your daddy gets home,
Yeah. Yeah.
or dad's like, "Hey, your baby's crying," and
Yeah.
they're like, "What
And
the
they
hell?"
sitting up there playing video games or something.
Yes. So at the end
Yeah.
of the day,
Mm,
if they there, you're still by yourself.
mm.
So that's why I'm like saying it like that. Heidi has something to say. So where are my glasses?
I
Oh, I
agree
left it.
because both of those are risk groups. Both low income families and broken homes are risk groups. So if a child fits into one of those, they are at risk. But if they fit into both, they are at even higher risk of becoming young offenders.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. But I mean, but I'd argue, I would debate the fact that poverty will get you there quicker
Oh yeah,
than
yeah,
single
yeah.
family isnness.
Think about the proximity of everybody else. You know, you're in these areas where everybody else is doing the same crap, and because you're impoverished, you look at them as the way to get out of your situation.
Yep.
So you're more susceptible to following that
Yeah.
the bad behavior or following the people that's out in these streets.
In these streets.
In these streets.
So yeah, that's what I wanted to address, Heidi. I did answer it. See, it was on my head. It was there. I was just too lazy. That's a lot of words. I said a lot of words. That's a lot of
Mhm,
I don't even do that in regular relationships. Like, I'm
mhm.
like, no, I'm lazy. But yes, yes, I am back, by the way. Hey,
She back. Look at her. She back. She
I
ain't on
am
the
back
screen no
and
more.
I'm not on the screen. I didn't know if we were having a hard time with audio, did we?
It was kind of in and out.
Okay.
It was choppy at certain points, but it was. I mean, I stopped it and told you I couldn't hear when I couldn't
Okay.
hear. So yeah, I
I
did.
just want to thank y'all for my lovely tan.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
taking care of my cats.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
They,
They said, did you? They tell you the message they tell you gave me
did
when you
they?
walk in?
Let me tell you about these. Look, I almost sold them.
Like they probably turned. They were like, "Who is you?"
No, they had a plan for me. Cats
Mhm.
are, but there were some evil little things. They had a plan. So I came in and so my sister put it up on Facebook, so it's not like the world wouldn't know if they looked. But our sibling and some of her kids like had a survivor moment with COVID. So some of them have COVID, and the other ones are just stronger individuals, I
Mhm.
guess, because they didn't get COVID. Survival of the fittest. Sorry, y'all. First and the fit last. The
Mhm.
first and the
The
last
first
got
one,
it. They
yeah,
won.
yeah.
Alpha and Omega
Yeah,
won.
yeah, they won. They didn't have it.
So I flew back into town. I was exhausted. I'm sorry. Don't I'm not asking y'all to play me violins. I flew in from vacation. But I can't. I went to my house, picked up the car, picked up some supplies to bring to them, and the boy comes out, and the boy's like, "Tico," I'm like,
Get back. Holy water. Christ compels thee. Christ compels thee.
the power of Christ. So I dropped that off or whatever, right? So oh no. So I dropped that off and I head back home. And so it's like late. It's like 10 because, I stay a little ways away from them. So like 10 o'clock at night. I'm exhausted. I've been up since early this morning. Went for a workout before I left Paradise and came back. And so I'm exhausted. I'm like, hey, babies. All right. Got their little stuff together. I go to bed. And as soon as my eyes closed, they was like, oh, what you thought? And it was like, bam, bam, bam. Meow, poof, ow, poof. All night long. Okay. Oh, I
So you
kid
think
you
you're just
not.
gonna come here without giving us some time and you just gonna go to sleep? That's what you think you're doing?
Let me
That's
show you
hey, that
something.
sounds like a woman right there.
Oh, they just wait till you fall asleep.
Yep. No. We got
I
it.
just think it's crazy that
You can sleep now, but
you ain't sleeping. So I got up because I couldn't sleep. I'm telling you, they would scare me out of sleep, launch their body against my door. And so I get up and I'm like, well, clearly they want some time. Maybe if I give them some time. So I got up, went to the spare bedroom, laid down across the spare bedroom. They went, brrr, brrr. See now, isn't that better? Don't you? Brrr. And so then
they did the rapey thing they did me when I was over there by you.
yes,
Okay.
yes, rapey cats. So I kind of fell asleep, and then I realized because I'm allergic to them, I can't sleep with cats around me. I wake up like dead, looking crazy. So I go back to bed, and they was like, "What did you think was about to happen?" All night until 6 o'clock in the morning, and then maybe they got tired, but I'm sitting here like exhausted. I'm like, "Y'all right? Y'all got me." Y'all got me because they was looking at me while I was because I had to work. They were looking at me like, "Don't do that no more." Like that's what it's like. They didn't even come to me.
Did you learn your lesson? Did you learn your lesson? You didn't? Okay, you gonna have
They
to
didn't
deal
even
with it.
come to me. Like, I'm sitting at my desk. I'm actually at prime rub time. You can rub all over me, right? And they was like, "Nah, we're good." It's like they did it on purpose.
Asserting dominance. That's what they're doing. Asserting their dominance.
Anybody want 2 cats? Anybody? Anybody want 2 cats? I've taught them to fetch. I've taught them to do, like it, but clearly they don't appreciate the luxury that I've afforded their lifestyle. They were about to get on the kill shelter. I tell them on a regular basis, y'all should be lucky.
The other cat told the other cat, it's the neglect for me.
So I went on a date today. I was just telling my brother about that. I went on a date today, and during my date, I was asked about dating experience for me in the past, and I was saying that like I mean I've always considered myself wifey type, right? Which is not a compliment. That sounds exhausting. It's actually quite exhausting. But yeah, I am biased because I have been married before, right? So people who have not been married, they're like, "Oh, I want to get married. Oh, I want to get married." I'm like, "Really? Do you?" Like, because I mean, look. Today I choose violence. Married women are haters. They want you to be just like they are, right? Come be married, and then you're looking at married, and you're like, "Why didn't you tell me this was married?" Is they're like, that's what they do, right? Single people, I'm just telling you, enjoy it, okay? Because I mean, like the best parts of a relationship is dating. I'm choosing violence. It's dating.
You could always date your husband or your wife. You could.
You should.
You should. Yeah,
you should. Like now, keep in mind when we say things, we say it from a standpoint of what
happens and versus what should happen.
The general masses. I do know some people who enjoy each other company and keep it fresh. I do know some people that, but also I watch a lot of true crime and
the downside of the people that don't do it.
It's always the same. Oh, Jane Doe or John Blow, they were so perfect for each other. They were high school sweethearts. We just knew they were going to be great together, and they were. And then time passed, and then this little hole over here came. Whole in being male or female came over and disrupted their life, and all of a sudden they're in love with that person, and then they have to choose, and then they shoot them, or they accidentally push them off a cliff. True story.
Or feed them some kind of poisonous plant, the poisonous flower or something.
So you have all of these things that are happening. It's like instead of just one, walking away is an option.
Yes, it is.
Or maybe
Okay. Let's see.
you're not gonna post that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it. The best part is sex, nasty sex. Good up, and that is our sister.
That
She's married
she's
now.
newly married.
She's married.
And
now.
here's the thing. I still choose violence. You were married before. Let's keep it 100. Okay. Let's keep it $150. Okay. Yeah, sure. Maybe like let's find a good one. You had time in, but the first one, did you roll a strike? Did you roll a ball and go and strike? Got it on first try.
Okay.
No,
she's not a quitter though. So
she is not a quitter.
She's not a quitter.
And I give her that. You have Aunt T's spirit in you. Congratulations. It's in your DNA. Okay. Your DNA. Congratulations. But I mean, but my thing is
find that one.
It takes work. Relationships take work, right? But so I got to thinking about that. Oh Lord. I mean, look, again,
whatever works.
Keep it a buck.
Whatever works.
Let's keep it. Let me tell you, I've been in some bad relationships that were amazing in bed. Like once we got out of bed, I'm like, why am I here? And I'm like, I'm gonna leave him.
Whatever
I'm gonna leave him. And then boom, chicken, wong, wong.
Oh,
I love you so much. But
when you look back, you know it's real. You try. Oh wow, what's making me feel that way?
No, you're looking back to remind yourself the mistakes you're making. Like every morning, you wake up like a bad booty call. That's what it is. And you're like, I keep doing this. Today's my last day.
But you never had that walk of shame, so you good.
The walk of shame is walking back. Okay, walking back
to get some more.
Yes,
to get some more.
I love you, Jody.
Yeah, that's true. That's
all right, Ashley, for the responsible answer.
Ashley, she gonna bring that responsibleness.
Trauma bonding.
Yeah, trauma bonding is very real.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And so, but the thing about it is, and me and Willie was talking about this. We want to do. Oh, Ashley, I need to holler at you then. We want to do a woman's podcast where we have all the women come in and we have a discussion about stuff. So this one here, he ain't gonna be saying that.
I'm like, well, I could moderate. I mean,
you can. You Ben was supposed to moderate. What happened to that?
I wasn't supposed to set it up.
Was I? Oh.
Peoples. See how black men get blamed for everything, people? We just had a moment live, and black men get blamed for everything.
Whoopsie.
Everything.
Okay, so we want to have this discussion, but like, here's the thing: when we talk about how we come into relationships, and like, we gonna have to have some honest conversations, and they gonna hurt. These conversations are. I just had a conversation with my sorority sister, and it was an uncomfortable conversation because we were talking about what it takes to form a relationship and how the bar has been set so low for Black women. Again, I can only speak as a Black woman, so I don't know. I've never sat with, no, fuck it. I say white women too. I have white friends. I'd be like, why are y'all putting up with this shit? But the bar has been set so low for women and to be into relationships, right? That we've gotten to a point where we are. Oh, yeah, she does love those. She's good at uncomfortable conversations.
She's yeah.
But the bar has been set so low for us. Not that we just set it for ourselves, but the bar has been set so low for us that even us trying to have these conversations with each other has turned into an attack situation. And the impetus that we place on our female counterparts making no mistakes, being the best that they can be, while we expect less from our male counterparts, it's kind of hypocritical, right?
Thank you, Katrina. I'm good at uncomfortable positions.
So,
thank you, appreciate you.
So whereas Tiffany troll,
appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Okay, got it.
Go ahead, Nicole. Ashley said it's set low because we have so many expectations and not living in reality. I appreciate that because that was going to be my point.
Well, we're going to get there.
Yeah, that was going to be my point. I was waiting till she finished.
but we're going to discuss that.
Mm.
We're going to discuss that. So there is there is topic to discuss, and I
Mm.
feel like there's an opportunity for us to actually peel apart. And I want to do this, and I want to figure out how to do this correctly.
Mm.
So one, it is effective,
Mm.
and it is it give us the biggest bang for our buck, where we can
Yeah.
actually have honest
Yeah.
conversations with the sexes
Mm.
and such. So I'm going to mull that over on how we're going to do it.
Mm.
But right now, what we're talking about is the unit of a relationship, and the topic of the conversation, um, which is um, what's in it for me? Why we get into relationships, right? And clearly, for my sister, sex.
Lots of sex.
Lots of
And
nasty, dirty,
uncomfortable
uncomfortable
positionals and
sex. And that's just information I did not need to know ever in life. Never in life. Ever, ever, ever in life. And when I'm at your wedding, I will make sure that's my
the wet
toast.
number 2. Yeah, let it be a toast.
I'm gonna make sure that, and
I'm gonna follow up with it.
and, and in the words of my sister, that they make sure that they have nasty, dirty, rotten, cotton pitting sex.
Stankin' sex.
Yes, that's gonna be it. She said.
Oh, there we go. Thank you,
Okay.
Katrina. You feeding the beast.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
gonna
keep
say
feeding the
all
beast.
of that.
Well,
In
I'm gonna
fact, we're
follow
gonna
up.
take a snapshot of it so we can put it all on a board.
Yeah,
You're
yep.
welcome.
Freaky sex.
Yes.
So your mother-in-law can see this.
Yes, all of it.
Some get into relationships because they don't want to be alone, and that's true. I mean,
yeah,
that too.
But what's in it for that person, and that's actually, so when you think of why women get married, right?
Mm.
It's why do women get married? Why do you think?
Some get into relationships for financial purposes. That's Ashley saying that.
Yeah.
Companionship. I think we were not made to walk alone in life. You know,
I feel like that's a song.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about the lyrics. But yeah, we weren't made to be, alone and partnered with somebody that you could go to with your problems and have support, emotional support, and everything is one of the big reasons. And also, there you go. Ashley just said it. Don't not wanting to grow alone, grow old alone. That's another thing. And me and Eric talked about it earlier about why marriage
You mean
should
Eric,
happen.
the one who moved
Your
my
mic.
mic?
Yeah, who moved your mic? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we have to, we're going to get to a point where we're not going to want to be in a house by ourselves. We're not going to have youth.
But
it works
I think
during
that
youth.
I think so. Keep going.
It works. It works during youth because you have so many things around you to do. Hot girl summer, living our best life. We can go travel, go this place and that place, and be popping in our youth. But when we get older, we start to slow down. Late 40s, early 50s, or 50s or so, we start to slow down. We start not want to.
How
have
you
all
make
these
this back
interactions.
about you, little nasty McNasty? Anyway, go ahead, responsible person.
Okay, so yeah, so when you start to slow down in life, you're gonna want somebody to share these experiences with.
Okay.
And that's what I think that women, it's more for women, and also in the younger years, parenting. Like women want to have babies. That's that's something biology. You have the need to want a child. So some women choose to marry because they want to put it under a covenant. We have a lot of women these days that don't want to be in relationships or whatever. But you don't have no kids either, so you can't even whatever. You don't have no kids. So you stupid. But but you have women want to do it under covenant of a marriage, which is it works better because we used to talking earlier about the poverty and the whole marriage thing and holding kids, with 2-parent households. So it does work better. It's the best structure we have as far as getting together as people and raising kids. It's the best structure.
Okay.
So I think that plays the biggest part.
See, okay, so I think so. I'm not gonna say I think it plays the biggest part. I think the biggest reason why people get into relationships is because the Lord said so.
And that's part of it. Well, marriage, not relationships.
But that's the part of the relationship is entry into, like, the whole point is going towards that, right?
Okay.
Like men at a young age. See, I think you're saying it at the now level and
Mhm.
the maturity
Okay.
level, and Ashley too. I think those things are reasons. In the financial aspect of things,
Mhm.
that's something that adults
Adults
decided,
think about. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Even in back in the day when they used to do dowries,
Mhm.
that's something that adults decided they were going to do.
Yeah.
But from the person getting married mindset, the mindset is for women. Again, I choose violence today. Clearly, I'm on one. For
Mm.
women, it's to say that they're wanted, that they are high commodity, right? I can't tell you how many people when I got married was like, "Oh, you've arrived," and I'm like, "Wait, arrived where?"
You.
Yes,
Oh.
right. No, but there is a secret group that
Yeah. Oh
happens when
yeah.
you get married where
Yeah.
you're accepted, you're
Yeah.
respectable,
You're
you're all of
respectable.
these things, right? Whereas men get married because like I find that men who get married young is because the pressure their parents put on them. Right? It's not because they want to get married. It's
Mhm.
not that they're looking to get married. It's the this is expected of us.
Societal norm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's societal norm. So they have the pressure to do it. I knew this dude that I may or may not have been smashing on the side. I didn't know I was doing it until I found out he had a girlfriend, and then I was kind of like, well, spilled milk already. Um, but then he got engaged, and I was like, well, I can't do that. So, but I still, he kept calling me. They love to call you with their problems. It's like you're the only solution, like you're
Mhm.
Advil. Um,
No, because you're the best friend. You're the female friend. It's just sex involved also.
mm.
It's the best of
I
both
mean, I
worlds.
agree with you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how he saw me.
Yeah.
He's like, we were friends. I said, we were friends.
Hmm. No, that's how you saw you.
What's my middle name?
Mhm.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you Scooby
I know
Doo.
about that WAP.
Mm. So he was telling me, and I remember having this conversation with him. I told you on the previous podcast where I was like, "You're doing this because your parents are telling you to do this. You're doing this because of the pressure of your family." I said, "But you don't understand. You are not doing yourself a service, and you're doing her a way worse one because this is not where you want to be." And there was nothing wrong. Yeah, he was a cheater. Yeah, he was a he was a slore. He was community property,
Mhm.
but if he wasn't doing that, he was other than that, he was a good guy.
Mm.
But because he was placed in a position he didn't really want to be in, he fought back from it. And that was his way of fighting back, not giving credence to cheating. I'm just saying
Mm.
sometimes there is a causation, and the causation is just more than I'm a whore. And so those reasons as a child getting married aren't necessarily healthy reasons, right?
Well, you have to believe when you're a child, you have a certain thing instilled in you, and that becomes your belief. As an adult, you want to go with that foundation you've been led, but then you have other stuff around you that
Just boots,
yeah,
boots,
kid
boots,
in the
boots.
candy store, so you have other stuff around you
Yeah, but
that
those foundational beliefs aren't what we really believed in. If our actions are leading us differently.
no, you could, so okay, you could have those moments where you fight yourself on certain things,
Titties.
but yeah, the flesh is weak. That, I mean, come on, the
I hate
flesh,
that
I
term.
mean, but it's real.
I
And
know,
it
but
happens for women and men. It
it's
has.
used so bad. Like it's used
Mhm.
for like it's used right before they dive into it. The flesh is weak. Oh girl. Yeah. Like, I hate that term.
Ooh.
It's just excuses all your bad behavior, but
Yeah,
whatever.
but I mean, but it's real. We're human beings. We're flawed. So, um, to say, I mean, we can, whether it's cheating on spouse, whether it's cheating on taxes, whether it's anything.
I
We're
don't
we're
cheat on my
flawed.
taxes.
Yeah, no, Iris, I
Mr.
do
White
not.
Man, I
I do
love
not.
you.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm a fine, upstanding citizen.
Hmm.
But we're flawed individuals, so um, it might be excuse, but it's a real thing to where we are flawed. So
Yeah, but I
you,
think people
you're.
sit in that flaw
Mm,
easily, right? I think people like I've heard conversations, and
mm,
we're getting slightly off the
mm,
topic because kind of off the topic because we're taking these people who knew they who may have known
mm.
they weren't ready for marriage, right? Or sometimes, so we don't know. I had a session with my.
Who does a self assessment like that though?
That's what I was about to
Okay,
say. I just had a
okay.
conversation with my therapist. My
Mm,
therapist, I'm going to therapy for anxiety. I don't like the fact that I'm claustrophobic,
mm.
right? Like I had to get an MRI, and they said we want you to get in there. I said, get in where?
boom, 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 boom. You gotta keep still.
Oh no! Oh no!
Let me out. Let me out.
I didn't even get look when when they started to press the button to go in. I said, "Oh no! Oh no! I can't do
Body
this."
tense up.
So I
Loosen up.
so my therapist asked me what caused me anxiety,
Mhm.
right? And I just couldn't answer that question. I can tell you 0 and I can tell you 10.
Mhm.
But I don't know the triggers to get to that cuz I'm used to be that level of anxiety.
Mhm.
Right? So those levels are normal to me. So I can't tell that. So I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say that people know they're not ready for marriage.
Mhm.
Some people don't know those steps that say I'm not, you know what I mean? That gets to know,
Mhm.
right? They just there's a result of it and the result is them acting out.
Mhm.
And so I'm not trying to say trying to blame them at all. Am I trying to blame them?
Mhm.
Um but I think at the end of the day, whoever pulled the trigger, they're the person who did it.
Mhm.
So even if you didn't mean to pull the trigger, the results are still the results. So that's the thing about it. So young people, like there are women, violence again. There are women. I know some women who are hardcore whores,
Mhm.
right? Like whores, not hoes. They sold it, and then they got married, and they thought it wiped all of their stuff. You gonna leave on that? No, you can't take it. I told you I choose violence today. They wiped all of their stuff, like videos. Videos I've seen. That wasn't Forrest Gump. I
Mhm.
thought it was Forrest Gump, right? That was
Mhm.
not Forrest Gump. I'm sitting here like, oh my God, there's a lot of men in this. Oh, whoa. And hardcore. And look, live your best life. I'm pro sex person. I'm not judging that. But what I will say is this: you ain't about to get married and think that wipes all your host like swipe, all your host stuff clean,
Born again virgin.
and
That's
then you
Christianity.
start
Born again.
flexing on other ones.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Tell
like
other people they're wrong.
do you know how I almost had a heart attack and fell out the chair because I knew Jesus was coming back for that lie? It's just
Mm.
like I can't believe these girls out here doing loose stuff like that. I'm like,
Mm.
bitch, I was there.
Mm.
It wasn't Forrest Gump.
First hand.
It wasn't Forrest Gump. I was traumatized.
Mm.
It wasn't Forrest Gump I was watching. It was you.
Mm.
Okay, hitting in the Forrest Gump's box. Anyway, but like
Mm.
it was you. And then why are you acting like people use marriage as a shield to justify to forgive everything they've done in the past because they made it? Right? Women use it for that reason. Men use it for like again, I choose violence. Men use it for a way to say leave me alone.
What?
Right?
What? No. Oh,
Leave me
explain that.
alone, mom. I got a wife.
Oh.
Leave me alone, people. I got kids. Leave me alone, wife. Didn't you I give you a kid? Leave me like they use it for those things. And I'm again, not
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I've seen it.
So I'm gonna speak on the man part of it. I think that is very what you're talking about. It might sound good, but no. Think about how much when it goes wrong, the men have to pay for that decision.
Yeah, but they don't think about that.
A lot of men. I do think about that
Well, I
because
think
that's why they wait. So I think men wait so long because they think about that situation.
I
Um,
don't know. I think you know less people who got married. I know more people who got married young. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
know more people
yeah,
who got married young,
yeah. I know people. Yeah, yeah. I do. I do know more that got married.
older, right?
Older. Yeah,
Yeah, I know more
into
people
their
who got
thirties
married
or
young,
something. Yeah.
and those people who got married young, like there's like a violence again. Like they tend to be island people too.
Okay, so that's a whole different subset.
There's some
Yeah,
island people or country
yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah.
You know, they tend to they less likely to be city people, right? I'm a city girl. I got married young, but I'm just saying, like, because they have these ideologies that have been pushed on them about what the next steps are,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So when they do the next step, but they resent the next step, and they're like, "Look, I gave y'all what y'all wanted. You
Mm-hmm.
got the ring, you got the house, you got the this." So, but they get to be left alone with that. Like that becomes their justification for everything. What more do you want from me? What? Like you're a part of this too. Like this is not. I remember my ex-husband told me one time, he's like, "Well, I married you." I said, "Wait, you asked me." And I was like, "We don't have to."
He was
And
trying to say he was a smart man. He was trying to say,
no, he
he
wasn't. He
made.
was trying to say I should be grateful. He was trying to say I should be grateful, and I said, please. And you, okay?
Mm.
So look, I wasn't always mature. Okay, I sometimes would be like when somebody says something. I heard the director said action, and I dun 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 dun.
Instant.
Ah. Yeah, I wasn't always mature. So when he said that, I said, "Oh, please, oh, you with your broke self, oh, da, da, da.
Oh shit.
Take this ring. Where we get it from? The dollar store
Oh.
again? Oh,
Mm.
it was
Mm.
full 15.
Mm.
All right, and scene. And then then he's sitting here left to pick up the pieces, and I'm like, and you did that, and I walked away. Yeah. All the way. Again, not my finest moment. That wasn't the right thing to do, ladies. I really did feel good, but it wasn't like pick up all your face, all
This
your
was
face.
backwards. Let me turn
Yeah.
that around.
All your face. And then, or they tell you stuff like, it's your job as a wife to do this, or you know what I mean? They start doing these things because they think they got a living housekeeper and a nanny and a living cook. Like that's what how they see things, right? And on some level, women think that to have this security of being this thing, this kept woman, I's married now, that they have to become the cook, the nanny, whatever. Or the person who says, I's married now, and think that they ain't gotta give you nothing else no more in life. So they stop having sex with you. They stop, they don't ever cook.
Yeah.
They used to make a sandwich. They can't even make that right.
Yeah, can't do that. But so to that, I mean, what there's trade-offs. I mean, and I think that goes to like the person or the relationship. That go, you have to examine the relationship. Because I think when people get into situations, they tend to always focus inward on, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm giving, this is what I'm getting, whatever, instead of focusing outward to the person that they're dealing with and say, oh, this is what they're giving me, and in return, I'm giving that. I think it becomes, with some people, it becomes a more selfish mindset. They start taking a list or count of things that's going on in the marriage.
Oh yeah, they start keeping score.
And yeah, they keep a score.
That score is amazing.
Yeah, and that.
Remember when you did this 17 years ago? That scorecard is amazing.
But I want to say this. I think.
Don't remember where their keys are.
Yeah, exactly. You can't remember nothing else, but you remember what the hell I did 5, 6, 7 years ago. But as far as for men aspect, I want to say that some things that men can bring. And it depends on the man. I'm not saying, and it's not even in general. It depends on the man. They bring something that sometimes you can't measure. Let's say you get in trouble and there's a life or death situation. If your man is willing to step out in front of you, that trumps everything. If you're willing to step out and take a bullet for you and to try to save your life, that trumps anything else you could do. He's willing to lay down and die for you. If you had that type of man.
Okay, wait, hold on. Say that again. Although I got a funny story, but say that again.
If your husband is willing to lay down and die for you, if y'all get in a situation, if it came down to it to where you're in danger, he would step out in front of a bullet. The man with the whole Bobcat situation.
All right, but hold on.
Yeah.
You're saying that trumps what?
That trumps. Okay, so that's final. That's giving his life for you.
But what does that mean? I don't
know. What I'm saying. Okay, so you doing stuff to make him comfortable, right? Mm-hmm. You doing stuff to make him comfortable is.
You're saying that one beats the other.
I don't mean to say Trump. I'm sorry. No, it don't beat. But that's so it's a give and take. That's the give and take. So he's willing to give his life in case something happened, and you're doing things.
Funny story.
Go ahead.
Funny story that you said that. Do you know who Mendici is? And I can't think of his wife. Yandy from Love and Hip Hop New York.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah. They had that viral thing.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so here's
about
the thing.
About the sex, and she stopped having sex or held back sex a little bit. Oh, geez, I'm not even putting that up.
Yeah, don't.
Nope.
You're not doing this.
Nope, that's not this type of show. Nope. No, Katrina. No. Well, they can see it if they're on Facebook Live, but I'm not about to verbalize. I'm not verbalizing that.
We're not gonna traumatize the room.
Yeah.
No. So it was a video where he said he was mad at her because she wasn't available to him while he was in jail every day, based on a decision he made.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And then she said, I'm out here trying to do the best I can for you, supporting your kids that aren't hers, giving them, running them money, taking care of their kids. And then she's like, and I'm not even sure you would do that for me if the situation was reversed. He said, I'm not sure I could do that for you if the situations are reversed. So you're sitting here talking about a man will jump in front of a bullet for you. How many bullets are coming? You gotta wait and see if that's gonna happen. Like, you're literally laying down your whole life with this person on the gamble that he's gonna do that. And sometimes they don't do it. And sometimes you be sitting there with a bullet and you like, you raggedy trifling such and such. Like, all this good cooch and cooking I done gave you, and all you had to do is you could have moved the bullet. You could have shoved me out the way. You sitting here duck down, talk about take her first.
Lord, take her. I'm not ready to die. And once again, this is case by case
gamble.
This is case. Well,
it is a gamble.
No, well, okay, a lot of times the type of knick-knack you have.
Not necessarily.
A lot of times women know.
Not necessarily. There's things that I mean, like I said, there's things I wouldn't have never thought my ex-husband would have done. And that being said, that's not to say that he wouldn't. Like, he's definitely a pit bull on a leash when it came to his wife. I'm not saying that he didn't love me.
So
he definitely did love me.
You could do a shit test, right? You could do a shit test in the middle of the night. Just wake up, baby. I think somebody's at the door. If this thing don't get out of this, which come go grab the strap or go to the door with a knife or something like that.
I just feel like
ladies, I'm sorry.
But no, because I'm not gonna let them do that. Your man might not be that man. Okay.
Okay, but we're
he might be sensitive to a fault. He might take care of your emotional needs. Okay, and stuff. You ain't about to make everybody into Rambo.
No, what we're gonna do though, we're gonna find out anything, so
if he sit there and duck behind you, y'all gonna get a divorce.
But now now you know where you stand. I mean, now you know where you stand. You know where you stand. You need to go take gun classes. You need to go take self-defense classes, ladies. I mean, if he does something emotionally for you, that's his area.
I think the goal to understand is that everybody has a position they play in situations. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, no,
and nobody plays a higher or lower part. Like I was telling my sorority sister, she's like, I like when people buy me, her partner buys her gifts. I said, and I understand that what you like, but if you don't like, she's like, I like when my partner buys me flowers, when he buys me flowers, and I'm like, I understand that, but if you don't get a flower for him, don't say that he don't love you.
Get
yourself a flower. Like, figure out how he shows his love. There's so many ways to say I love you that ain't I love you. There's te amo. There's I love you. Hold on, fingers. Like, there are so many ways to say this. Don't get stuck on the way you want to hear it.
Yeah. And that's the part I'm talking about, that inward part that I'm talking about, right? The whole thing. This is my love language type stuff. And it's like, okay, well, this person expresses in a certain way, but that doesn't mean his emotions is there. That doesn't mean her emotions ain't there, right? Their actions every day is actually what matters, not just the gift buying or whatever. Their everyday in and out.
Hold you down type actions.
Yeah, that everyday actions.
Like, well, y'all, I'm not saying y'all gotta be like, I don't understand the relationships that are drama from start to finish. That's just not my life. I can't live it. But holding you down, just like stuff is, as much as I got smoke from my ex-husband, I can never say he didn't love me. He had, like, as much as he could hold me down while he was holding the women down too. He
he was a habitual holder downer. That's what he's habitually holding down people in the lands.
Hold on, this one. Hold on, you get held down.
Was he part octopus when y'all did a DNA test?
Yeah, he had a lot. He was very busy.
Yeah, busy man.
But I can't sit there and say that he didn't. So, like, I can't sit there and say that he didn't do that. But let me say this: you have somebody who, and like, do you understand how that must have hurt her to hear that? That after all the stuff she did.
I didn't see it, and I don't understand that. I mean, because he the one that got up and talked about how the whole sex situation with, when she knew what kind of sex drive he had, and she was pulling back, like she wasn't giving enough sex or something. And she said, if I would have known, whatever, if I known it was gonna be like this, I wouldn't have pushed for monogamy.
No,
That's
that's
not
not the
them.
same people.
Okay,
No,
I'm
Yandy's
sorry.
from Love and Hip Hop New York.
Okay,
Yandy and Medici.
okay,
You
that's
thinking
somebody.
about a
Okay,
podcast couple? No, Yandy and
okay,
Medici. This
all
dude,
right. I don't know them.
his thing was he wanted her to do more, and
Mm,
this is one of the things that I want to, I I I would bring up to women when we have this discussion later on. The idea that we teach people how to treat us,
mhm.
and we teach people how to keep the bar so fucking high for us while we keep it low for them. And then we call that an
Um,
unsatisfied relationship.
I,
My
mm,
thoughts.
okay, so okay,
You want me to expound?
no, no, no. You
Because
said
in that situation,
no in that situation, right?
but
But
there are situations like that. I'm not talking about it as a general rule of thumb. Women in relationships hold down their bar is way higher and the men's are lower. Again,
what is the bar?
I specifically
No,
choose violence
no.
today.
What is the
How many
bar? I mean,
men
what are you
How many
saying?
men are playing video games? Or just on video games? Just on video games while they got kids in the house and the wife has to sit there doing
Oh,
stuff,
okay,
or the girlfriend has to sit there do stuff, take care of the kids while these people are doing this. How many, like,
I can't. I play video
you talking
games,
about,
and I can't give. Yeah, I play
but
video
you
games, but
don't sleep. That's a
there you
different
go.
situation. You
So
keep putting yourself in your shoes. I'm
okay.
talking about you got to take it. I'm not talking about me. I don't
Mm,
put up with that shit.
mm,
I wish my ex-husband would have asked me for a video game. I'm like,
mm.
are we
Oh
being
Jesus.
children
Oh
again?
Jesus. Oh come on now.
I wish I
Come
would.
on.
He tried to
So
tell
you
me
okay? So you rather video game? You rather him holding down the land
he
or
was
video
holding down
games?
the land
No,
anyway.
no. I'm saying. No, I'm saying. No, I'm
There ain't no
saying.
one to one.
No, no. What I'm saying is, would you rather okay, him hold down the land as a form of outlet, or him playing video games as a form of outlet?
I'm not gonna choose between those two
Okay,
because
you
you
got to
asking me
choose
what I got.
something.
No, I don't.
If
I
he has
What do
the
I get to
outlet,
choose?
um,
Because I was choosing 3 jobs,
okay,
trying to
Nicole,
make it work.
that's you. I'm not talking
But no,
about
but that's what
personal.
I'm saying.
I'm talking
But
about
my example was
women.
personal.
Okay, all right,
My example was
okay,
personal to me when I was talking
okay,
about him. I said I wish he would have done that. He
okay.
tried that. He's like, I want a video game, and I did just like Daddy did to us. You got video game money?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, then sit down. Let's go
Oh
get a
man,
job.
ah, damn it, he was your child now. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
I'm sorry.
But I mean, like at the end of the day, like I understand. What's the word I want to say? Releases, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he was getting released. I told you he was holding on a lot. Um,
And you had 3 jobs, so you wasn't there.
but
He was
I
trying.
wasn't getting no release.
He was helping
Nah,
you out. He was helping you
he
out.
was
That's
doing
what
that well.
he
No, and then he had the audacity to be like, "Hey, bone chicken, wow,
he
wow."
was helping you
What?
out.
What? No, I don't want to. I don't want to. Leave me alone. I'm sleepy. Like, no. You know why? Because he wasn't like you. You're
Yeah.
not focused on the us.
No, we're not. We're
And us
not us,
getting ahead.
and I understand. I'm being facetious, but I understand. You wasn't a unit at that point.
No, there was no unit.
It
Yeah.
was you and it was him. So I understand that. No, I mean I'm messing with you, but yeah,
But in that
yeah,
situation too, it's like,
yeah.
how do
And
you?
it's a you and him in that situation.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of situations like that where there's an expectation. And I'm not saying all men who don't watch this show. I'm not saying
The minute don't watch the show, you don't know about it, so it don't even matter. Stupid. Stupid.
oh, sorry, my boob just hit the mic up. I'm not
And you
saying
put the mic there. It wasn't Eric. You can't blame him
Eric
about
did
that.
it. He did that on purpose. I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all men or whatever the case may be, but I know a lot of unhealthy relationships where the woman is parenting the child and the child's their man. And that is amazing. Like one of my tenants, did I tell you about this? When I was on vacation, the devil was trying to use everybody. One of my tenants, nephew. Okay, that's just gross. The fact that she called him a nephew. So she's like,
okay,
I'm gonna separate and I'm gonna get serious for a second. She was in a domestic violence situation, right? And that in itself is sad. That part by itself is sad. The fact that she had her abuser come back to move in with her, to live in the place where the people who run the shelter was trying to protect her from him, and she moved him in. That's sad. I'm not even doing that part, right? Like that is a problem, right? However, he couldn't even act right. So he goes outside and he slashed the tires of my other tenant's house, truck, brand new truck.
What they got to do with it?
Exactly, and they got him on camera, right?
Okay.
So now I gotta evict her
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, no, it wasn't my fault. Was it? Because that's your man.
Mm-hmm.
You let that man, nephew,
Mm.
sorry, nephew, you let that nephew man in your house and you let him do this stuff. And now your decisions are spilled into other
Yeah,
areas. And
and
now
about to affect my money.
you affected everybody. Yeah. And
Mm.
now I got to pay and I got to take care of all of this stuff to get you out. And like, so it's stuff like that that we make decisions about holding people down and doing all this stuff, and we're investing in a stock that has yet to show a residual reward from, right? Like Yandy put all this time, money, and energy investing into this stock called Mandisi,
Mm-hmm.
for him to tell her, I wouldn't do the same for you. What? I, I'd be fucking somebody right there, dedicated to him. That night I'd be fucking somebody. I'd be like,
And videotaping
I
it.
turn on
You
his
stupid.
rap music because he's
Mm.
a rapper.
Okay.
His
I
rap
don't know
music
the
and
dude.
dedicate that
Mm.
to him, right? Like,
On beat. Mm. Mm.
and
Mm.
how dare you? And I feel like there's a lot of people, like there are men who get married to women. Um, go back to Banner really for a second. There's men who get married to women as a show of their solidarity and and their commitment to their spouse,
Mm.
and their spouse thinks that I got you,
Mm-hmm.
and they take that for granted. And there are men who think I need to knock this down because I'm fat and I gotta get this fine thing, and she's willing to put up with me, and they lock it down, and then they get treated horribly, and they have to sit there and watch her and get like, it's just a lot that's happening that's underlying. That's not financial stability. It's
Mm.
not companionship. Some of it is toxic as hell
Mm.
past those things. Like I don't want um so that one time with the Forrest Gump story, right?
Mm.
So she got married and she married this guy, and everybody was like, what, somebody married her?
Mm.
And then she brought him around.
Mm.
People, men and women, never bring your present to your past. Cause
It's like somebody going to the zoo and he's in a cage just sitting. Wow, that's what it looked like. Okay, this the type of dude that deal with that type of stuff.
and like everybody's sitting there like
Yeah. Mm.
and she's like, I was married now. He's like, yeah, I'm proud of my woman. And they're like, ooh. And he's like, mwah. It's like, ooh. I'm not trying to.
You
I'm
stupid.
not,
You stupid.
I am not trying to
You
slut shame at
stupid.
all.
You
There's nothing
stupid.
wrong with it. But you ain't about to sit, like I'm
Mm.
telling you, if it wasn't for the fact that she was like judging somebody else for doing something, one, that wasn't an nth as bad as the stuff she's done.
Mm. Mm.
I wouldn't even be telling y'all this story, but it's
Mm.
just that she thought she's been absolved for everything. All her actions were absolved. And it was like, the hypocrisy of it all
Mm.
is amazing to me. Like when I got married, I never thought it was the prize,
Mm.
and I never treated it as such.
Mm.
I never thought single people were had it all together either, because single people life is shit trying to figure out the next step, next
Mm.
step anyway. And then, like, it's like,
By yourself.
yeah, by
Mm.
yourself. So I'm not saying that they're not benefits to any of them, but I think that we need to have an honest conversation about why we are getting into these relationships. Like right now, if I were to get into a relationship right now, if I'm being absolutely honest, it would probably just be for companionship sex.
Mhm. Companionship section.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Like it'd probably just be for
Mm.
that.
Mhm.
That's it. I don't like, it's just like I like my life. I like my space by
Mm.
myself. My cats get on my goddamn nerve, but I like them sometimes. But I like what I have.
Mm.
So like if I'm being honest, I'm getting in it for those moments where I'm lonely.
Mhm.
And is that really a reason to get in a relationship? I don't know if it is or isn't. I
N-
don't know how people feel.
not to pick the wrong person. So,
Yes.
um,
So yeah, that's actually a good point.
back to what you were saying, right? And I'm gonna take it back to how the rant you went on. Okay, so
Which one?
yeah, which one? The rant about how women do all these things and then the men don't reciprocate. Um, Now we might see that a lot in our community, and I'm gonna kind of try to break it down. We see that what you were talking about a lot in our community, and it's because of the fact that a scarcity mindset. Women picking because they feel there's not enough men to pick, so they're going to choose the closest warm body to them, no matter what what it looks like. We see that a lot. But for most part, if you look at
Do you see that when they look good, or are you talking about people who ain't 100%? They ain't over an 8 according to Kevin Samuels' litmus test.
whatever,
No, I'm just
no,
saying.
I'm
Like,
just saying whatever. I mean, I'm
you
not.
think both of them?
No, we talking about men or women? What you
No,
talking
women. You
about?
think
No,
women pick the closest thing to them, or what's available?
what
Because, like,
because it's
if
in
they're 8 or above, you think they do that too?
um if they're very attractive, no, I don't think they do that.
Okay.
So no, not for
If they have higher self esteem, let me not say attractive. Let me
um
say if they have a high self worth.
yeah, and that's true too because I mean higher self worth don't mean it is what it is.
Yeah, but
Let's
I've
be
seen people with higher self
yeah.
worth get some nice stuff.
Yeah, and
I'd be like,
they
how that
speak it in
math happened?
they speak it in existence probably, but the thing with that is too,
Speaking in tongues.
look at if we want to look at the longer picture, the bigger picture of it, or let's look at the whole video and not just a snapshot of it.
No, I
What
wasn't
usually
talking
happens?
about her. I'm just saying
No,
in
no, no. I'm
general.
not talking about
Yeah.
that. I'm
Oh.
saying in general. Like when you those type of situations, you look at it right. A lot of times those women,
Mm-hmm.
there's two things happen. Either they used to be the fat kid when they was young.
I want to get me a nice insecure person who used to be fat.
Oh Jesus. Or or
They'll be happy to have me.
or they've been through some kind of crazy situation to where their reality, they look at reality now, not based on, um the fantasy of what a man should be and all these whole checklists that nobody hardly could feel. So they've been brought down to earth by a bad situation based on what they wanted beforehand. So, and it's something else in there, but I'm saying those two things I think are the biggest. But biology wise and historically, right? Who's willing to date down? Is it women that usually date down, or is it men that usually date down?
I mean, I can't say that. I date down.
No, 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 not you. I'm saying
I'm just saying. I think it's
in
women.
general, it's
I th-
women date down.
I feel
No.
all day long.
Okay. No.
Oh,
Okay.
stop it.
Once again, listen.
Stop it.
Okay, listen. Listen.
Whoever's in the
No,
comments,
listen.
please
Listen.
get him.
Listen. No,
Who's
listen.
willing to date down?
Listen. 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 No, listen. We're talking about. You're talking about now. You're talking about a small Snapchat.
No, I'm
I'm
not.
talking about historically. I'm talking about who usually used to date down. Who will date down? A man will go get a woman
Not date. Who would fuck
who
down?
who would marry down. No, no,
A
we
man
marry
would
down.
fuck down.
We will marry down. The
Mm.
millionaires will go get a damn who Tiger Woods
That's
got.
not no. They're not
Who
doing down. This you see what you're confusing is the value of their money versus this broke person's money. But what he found was somebody who was susceptible to him, who would do what he wanted and fit his need. He didn't date down. He dated what fit his lifestyle that gave him the opportunity that what he wanted out of that. There's a
okay.
difference. There are people who date rich people date trophy people because they want them to be a trophy. They
Okay.
collect things. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Sit there. Look pretty.
So women aren't hypergamous then.
I don't know that word. You ain't
Hypergamous
about to
means
come to me
okay.
with no
Hypergamous
extra words
okay.
and shit.
Hy-
He always doing
okay.
this shit
No.
trying to make me look like unlearned it
Okay.
and
So
did. What the fuck is hypergamous?
hypergamous means they're trying to get the next status up. They're trying to go up in either rank, either
I'm not
e-
saying that. Or I'm not saying that. I'm
okay.
saying that a man value on status is it's their own value on status. Right? What
And that's
makes
true.
their status better. Whereas
Okay.
a woman's value on status is based on where you are as a person. So it's not that they're dating down from the same they're if you're measuring the woman's definition of
Mhm.
dating down, then yes, the man is dating down. But the
Okay.
man don't see it that way. The man see that he's
And we
dating
don't.
what's
And
his
that's not my point. How we see it. That wasn't my
yeah,
point.
but that matters because if you're comparing apples to oranges.
No.
Because
So
this my values,
based on
but
women's.
women aren't
Okay.
making the choice.
Okay.
Like women are making the choice. Men are making the choice for them and they're taking it. Like this is not like they understand that this man, I'm trying to make you understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Women, yes. Women understand that they're in a better position, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the expectation is
Mm-hmm.
that they're in a better position
Mm-hmm.
so they can have that security to latch
Mm-hmm.
onto. But men aren't thinking I'm dating down, right? It may be that they're dating down. That might be the case. But what they're dating is what their needs dictate.
Oh,
And it's not down. It's I need you to like if you're dating a trophy person, if you're dating somebody and generalizing, right? Some people may not
oh,
care about money and
okay.
status.
Let's not talk about the rich people. Okay, let's talk about average people, right? So average people on average, do you think men go after women based on their money?
Men go after women based on
Based
their
on their
money.
money, based on their
Yes, now.
well, okay, as a whole,
Like there's a whole new
as a whole.
world now,
No.
brother.
We're not talking
There's
about F. We're not
a
talking about
whole
F boys.
new
We're
world
not talking about F
full
boys.
of fuck boys
And
out
we're not
there
talking about them.
willing to take your
Oh
shit
Jesus.
and lay it down while you do all the working. A whole new world. You'll be pregnant and barefoot. Please don't date them. They'll cost you things and probably give you the itchy that you can't scratch.
Okay.
That's the original.
Okay. Thank you for that. No, thank you. I don't. Yeah. Whatever. Um. Once again, those dudes exist. Those knickknacks exist. Not saying they don't.
Thank you.
They exist.
That was great.
Okay. So, uh, where I want to go ahead?
I
Where I
don't
want to go?
even know.
Where I want to go ahead?
Where are we doing now? What's the topic again?
Where we? It's right there. What we were talking about black men or men in general. No, we're gonna stick to black men.
Hmm.
You're gonna stick to black men.
Yeah, I've only dated one white guy, so I can't say.
You're gonna stick to black men. My
All
point
right,
was
have you
that
logged up something to play?
no, it's not
Oh,
playing. It's
oh,
my computer
oh.
is whatever. So
Or you trying to make yourself?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
this nigga always trying to prank. See, I done
But
gave up.
the statistics though. I mean, in
Okay, so all right, what's the question? Do men marry people for? Do men get women for their money?
do men in general
I
go
think
after women based on their
I
money?
think in our age group, the answer is no.
Okay. Okay.
I think the younger
And
age
yeah,
group
okay.
is
And you know what? We can agree on that.
yeah.
And I will agree on that. Yes. That's where we can distinguish that. Um
How do you like my song? Hey, it's the original.
don't encourage this foolishness.
But if you're talking about my age group, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I realized that when
Mm.
dating, because it
Mm.
was like, they would say stupid shit,
Mm.
like, you know that if we were to be together, you have to, you have to. What's the word? I hate
Submit.
that.
Oh Jesus!
You have to submit to
and that's when we talking about a panel. That's gonna be one of the topics
you
right
have to
there.
submit
It's
to.
gonna have to come in.
Like it sounds like a fucking threat. What the
Mm.
hell are you talking about?
Mm.
You trying to hold me up? Like
Mm.
why is this a conversation?
Mm.
Why like if there's something you want from somebody, then
Mm.
you need to ask for what you want, not
Mm.
warn them what's gonna come if you get in a relationship. If you get in a relationship, this is what you're gonna get. What the hell? What in the world is that? Like no, now I don't want to.
No,
I don't want it.
I think that's fair to communicate what they mean. That's
Whatever.
what I
That
think.
sounds like a threat, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go there. You can't threaten me, sir. I'm gonna call the cops.
It-
But I'm like, you have.
they're down.
They don't care
They're
about
down.
anything. Oh, this is a whole nother video.
Yeah, it's a whole other video.
But you don't. They didn't care anything about the fact that I was not in debt.
Mhm.
I don't think.
Yeah.
People in our age group, black men, understand the importance. They don't value. I think they should value it though.
Mhm.
They think they should. But that being said, there was a young lady in the Khalil video who said something that I absolutely didn't agree with, where she said
Okay.
that because she had degrees, it made her better than people.
Yeah, and that came out. That came out live, and that's how a lot of women feel though.
But but I think there's a reason for that, right?
They're
Because
competing with us.
but we've been made to feel like what we had is less than.
Are we talking about black women?
Yes.
Um,
What they had was less than, like,
can you
because
explain?
I mean, violence again.
Okay.
Most people violence. I'm choosing violence. Most women who are degreed individuals don't have time to go to the gym like that.
Okay.
They don't
All right.
have time. Their bodies ain't 24 the other numbers, those numbers,
Hmm.
most of them aren't that.
Love you too,
Love you too,
Ashley.
Ash. Most women's bodies aren't that,
Hmm.
right? So like if they're like, you have to, there's a trade-off. You don't have time to do that if you're in school. You don't have time to do this, whatever. So now you're looking at these guys who are coming up to, like, I've had guys come up to me and say to me that I need to put weave in my hair. You know how long my hair is.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I have good, great, I have amazing Pantene hair. Okay, especially when I used to get it pressed on a regular when I was
Mm.
very vain. Like, and then they were
You
talking
get the
about,
hot
no,
comb with the black brown paper bag and.
no, I didn't let mama touch my hair no more when I got older. Um, but like, but he wanted me to put weave in and put makeup on because that's what he saw as the standard of beauty,
Hmm.
right? And so if you're meeting people who aren't worth your time and you're giving them time,
Was
there's
this
a
an island
saying.
dude?
No,
Okay.
no, it wasn't.
Okay.
There's a saying that if you're arguing with a crazy person and both y'all are arguing, the person watching
Yeah.
don't know who
Yeah.
crazy.
Who's the crazy one? We can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So when it comes to that kind of stuff, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Like, it's just you're getting, like, she got in the mire with him
Mm.
because he was wrong, and then she became more wrong trying to prove a point of her own worth,
Okay.
whereas
Okay.
her own worth
And
was just should have been her worth,
it,
independent of what people think.
and I agree with that. But okay, who's ultimately at fault for that though?
Both of them are.
No, no, I can't. So
Well, he's
if you
wrong for
no
how he got in
no
the dirt.
no
She's
because
wrong for her
his,
response to him.
the way he thinks is the way he thinks, right?
That's why she thinks so.
No. Think about this. Okay, so if if I think if I think that we should be out here robbing people, going to rob people, Bonnie and Clyde, right?
Hmm.
Do you think Bonnie and Clyde's a good idea? What happened to Bonnie and Clyde?
Yeah, but that means he's still wrong, though.
No. What I'm saying in her, okay.
No, I
I'm
mean
not saying
that she
no.
knows
I'm not
better
saying yeah. I'm not saying
because
he's not wrong. What I'm saying for
she's wrong for joining crazy.
she's wrong. What I'm saying
Absolutely.
because he thinks how he thinks.
Yes.
So ultimately, she's wrong because she
She
joined the
knew better
she
and she
yeah,
still
and that's
joined
what I'm
them.
saying, and that's what goes on, right? Yeah. We just leave. Like I said, that's why I say whenever we start talking about f boys, right? Stop talking about them because they shouldn't exist in your world, right? In a woman's world, they shouldn't exist.
They shouldn't, but they exist.
No, they exist because you give them attention. Understand?
Not just attention.
Okay.
Sometimes they take off that mask like they do in Scooby Doo, where you see
Okay.
one and all of a sudden, fuck boy.
And you know what? That happens. That
And
happens.
they invest time in you
But
and then get you to a point where you're like, oh, this could work. And
mhm.
then they're like, fuck boy.
And it happens. That does happen.
Da-da-da-da.
I'm not negating that, right?
It happens more often than you
But
think
what I'm saying is that
with
at
women
the
and men.
moment, but at the moment you see that, right?
But it's harder to extricate yourself from a situation. I'm not saying it's
Okay.
impossible. I'm
All
not
right.
saying you shouldn't
Okay.
do it.
All right.
I'm not trying to say what you're saying is incorrect.
Okay.
She actually should not have gotten in the mud with him.
Yeah.
She knew better.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that, but fuck, sometimes it's just like if you keep getting hit, at the
Okay.
end of the day, the fight is
No,
it's an unfair fight.
you remove yourself from the situation.
I'm not saying, but I'm
I'm,
not
I'm
the
saying no. I'm
responsible
not saying
answer.
you. No, I'm saying no.
The
Not
responsible
you.
answer is to remove yourself
Yeah.
from the situation. But I also understand if you choose to just get in it. But you're gonna, I mean,
But
getting dirty means you get dirty
but that means that you're going to waste a lot of time and energy,
all day.
and the outcome is going to be not favorable. Because at the same time, this is what happens to women, right? The same time you're doing all this, and you think you're fighting a good fight, but you're taking
Oh no,
on
you're taking energy.
you're taking on energy,
I
and
agree.
that energy doesn't stop there when you just leave that guy alone. It doesn't
It
stop
goes
there.
on to the
It
next
goes on
person, the
next
next
one,
person.
and in the process, while you're trying to date other men, right, you're damaging the next one's coming up,
You actually may get a good one.
and you
And
you
you're
might
just
damage your
like,
person.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or you can't even recognize it because you're
yeah,
used to seeing the symptoms. So
yeah.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. But what I'm saying is I understand it.
No, and I get it too. I'm just trying to point. So we have to start pointing out these things.
Oh no, it's
Um,
nothing wrong with correcting behavior.
you
But
know,
I also
and
want to
correct.
make sure
Yes, yeah.
people
Mm,
understand that there I don't want you to think that I and he said he agrees
mm,
that we don't understand the why you do it,
mm,
but we're saying you need to get out of that why because you're
mm,
putting value into people that you shouldn't value.
mhm,
You're putting time into people. You're reaping what you sowed because you unintentionally sowed some bad shit
mhm.
by putting
Yeah.
time into stuff. One thing I did want to talk about when people get into relationships, um, uh, the what's in it for them part. I
Mhm.
know a lot of women who get into relationships with men who, like my ex-husband, like to hold down other things. And because they're married, they feel like that. Dun, 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 dun. Like they're playing. You remember Whack-A-Mole?
Mhm. Chuck E. Cheese. Mhm.
um, so they like to hold down things, like, and they think because they have the ring, that's enough for
Mhm.
them to put up with the rest of it,
Yeah.
right? Um, and that tends to be with people with money.
And that's a self assessment situation also, because if money is what they value, if a lifestyle, like we've said before, right? If you come from a certain background in which you didn't have shit,
Hmm.
this right here is a cakewalk.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Yeah, like
cakewalk.
like people who've been in an abusive situation, and
Yeah.
I get that. Like I
Mhm.
said, there are causations for
Mhm.
everything,
Mhm.
but in general, you need to understand there is a better life, right? You shouldn't have to get to a point. I mean, it's understanding you. This is what I want for
Okay.
the world.
Okay. Because I'm about to say what?
No, this is what I want. I had to. I had to. I
Okay.
almost said something
What?
different. This is what I wish for people when they get involved with relationships. I want them to take a sheet of paper, write down why they're getting into this relationship, right? I want them to write down what is in it for them. What
Mhm.
do they get out of this,
Mhm.
right? What does this person add to their life? What did this person take away from their life?
Mhm.
I said this to my sorority sister. I said, they talk about the 80-20 rule?
Yeah. Mhm.
But the 80-20 rule they talk about as it pertains to relationships, meaning I'm with this person and he's 80% of what I need, but there's just 20% that I'm not getting. And
Yeah.
then there's this other dude who got the 20% that I'm not getting. And I end up
They trade. They
gravitating
trade.
towards
They
him.
trade off the 20% for the
Yes.
80. Mhm.
I think that there's a 80-20% 80-20 rule in general, right?
No,
I
life. Yeah.
think
Mhm.
as single people, we're living our life and we're happy and we're content 80% of the time. And there's 20% of the time that we're like, oh, I
or,
wish I was with
or
somebody.
reverse. I mean, and that's self assessment, right? And that's a good point. If you find yourself that you wish more times that you had somebody to be with, 80% of the time, and 20% of the time you enjoying yourself, then yes, you need to be.
Yeah, but that's also, if you're a
Uh,
20%er, then that means that you need to do some evaluation to get yourself to, because nobody's going to be 100% happy with their
no,
life,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But we want to be as much as you want to be. Like, two halves do not equal a whole,
Mhm.
right? When it comes to people, two unfulfilled people will
Oh yeah,
not make a
okay,
one
yeah, yeah,
satisfied
yeah. It
person.
won't make sense. Yeah, I agree with that.
So
Yeah,
that being
yeah.
said, you need to get to a point where you're satisfied,
With
you're
yourself,
happy
by
with
yourself.
yourself.
I agree.
And yeah,
Mhm.
there are things
Mhm.
that are missing that 20%,
Mhm.
where, but also understand, because you're missing that 20%, that 20% is a whole, right? So when you meet somebody, you have to ask yourself and write this shit down. That's what I'm saying. You have to ask yourself, what is in it for you? Why are you doing this?
Mhm.
Right? I used to talk to my brother about that dude I was talking to last year with the girdle. Um
He's been like the running topic. It's like this is the third or fourth podcast that he
the
came
girdle
up.
dude. Over the course of the podcast, absolutely.
Yeah, I think you might need to call him. He made an
I hope he's doing okay. He's
impact
not,
on your
no.
life. He
So
imprinted on
that's what I
you.
was trying to
So
say. Yeah, that girl.
yeah.
That girl did. I was like, I didn't know they had girdles for men. Nah, no.
Oh.
Back support. Sorry,
Mm.
back support with girdle bars. Anyway,
Mm.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm like, I wear Spanx. I know what it look like.
Mm.
No, I mean this in a positive way. I know
Okay.
I got jokes because I ain't shit. Okay, but
Mm.
I got jokes for days. But I mean this in a positive way. I had to sit there with him because I was sitting there. I was talking to you about it. I was
Mm.
like, I don't understand why he's doing what he's doing. This is crazy. He was doing some crazy shit.
Mm.
That didn't make no sense. Like, I'm the chillest person you know, not in real life with me,
Mm.
but if I'm dealing with other people, I'm chill as hell because I don't expect much for
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah.
Right? Me, I expect the world. I expect high level things.
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
way too hard on myself.
Yeah.
But from the masses,
Mm.
fuck y'all. I don't care. What do y'all bring to the table? All right, that's it. That's all you're gonna bring. Dope.
Mhm.
And I'm okay with
And
that.
you work with him. You
Yeah.
learn. Yeah, that's how I am. You work with him. Whatever
But
else.
he was just doing the most. And so I had to sit there and ask myself, what am I getting out of this?
Mhm.
And then when I found out the answer was nothing,
Mhm.
it instantly was like this for me, and I was over it.
Mhm.
I'm not even lying to y'all. I'm not even trying to say, well, I used to call. No, I stopped calling him. I didn't
Mhm.
change his number to do not answer. I didn't do nothing. I didn't block him. I didn't do anything. It was just like, there's nothing in this for me.
Mhm.
There's nothing
Yeah.
like, he and him being a great guy and nice and funny and sweet and the whole nine and a great smile and so cute
And
and
that's
all
all
this stuff
real. That was all real, but it,
still exists.
yeah, but it didn't. It wasn't for you.
And what it did take away from me was time, energy, and peace.
Hmm.
Engaging with him did those things for me. Not saying that he did it purposely,
Hmm.
but that's the result for me. So now I'm getting my 80, which is a firm 80, and getting with this person. And now my numbers are diminishing
Yeah.
because I got with the wrong person.
Yeah. Okay.
And I said this, I put this on my Facebook because somebody said something to me and it was so crazy that I actually posted. I was like, ooh, I'm going to quote this. Y'all better quote me when I'm dead that I said this. I said, I didn't go to therapy to deal with somebody who didn't go to therapy.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah. Yeah, I read
Why
that.
would I
Yeah.
invest all this goddamn money into therapy to make me okay to get with your not okay ass?
Hmm.
Why would I do it? I'm
Mhm.
not. I'm not gonna do it. Like, that's it.
Mhm.
And if you think I was talking to somebody and she was like, you go to therapy? Absolutely.
Mhm.
And I badge of honor, I do it. There's nothing wrong with it. So I'm not gonna do that. Just like you're not gonna invest in a business that they have absolutely no and they're
Yeah.
taking money out
Yeah.
of.
They just constantly siphoning funds, but they're not putting anything in. Yeah.
So you need to start looking at your 80
Yeah.
and hopefully
That's true.
you are at an 80.
Mhm.
Right. So when you ask yourself what's in it for you, why are you with what this person brings to you? And the stuff he brings to you is stuff that you haven't given to yourself. Like, oh, he's financially stable. Are you?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because he can't give you that. That's a
Yeah.
lie. That's a
Yeah.
falsehood.
That's a fantasy.
Yes.
Mhm.
He makes me feel pretty. Oh, he can't give you that, Sha.
Mhm.
You don't feel good about yourself. You need to fix that. He
Mhm.
can't make you feel pretty. You got to
Yeah.
find your beauty within yourself,
Mhm.
right? Those things that he can't do. Now, safety one, I also feel like he can't make you feel safe, but he's also a man, and on some level, he can.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give that one.
Mhm.
I'm gonna push that one and
Yeah,
say you're
yeah.
right. You can do that.
It's a perception and a reality. It could be in the same. Yeah, it could be,
Yes.
and there's overlapping things too that we need to understand. Certain things overlap when we're looking at that. 80-20, and it's not. People start to get caught up 80. No, it's it could be 70-30, it could be 60-40. It could be whatever. But what you're trying to say is when you have the majority, when you look at does he bring the majority? Is that person the majority, or are you in the
No, are
majority?
you a
Are you
majority
the
person
majority?
and
Yeah,
he's a majority
yeah,
person? Is he a whole individual?
yeah.
Because two halves don't make a whole.
Mhm.
It don't. Two
Y'all
halves
not
of people.
Voltron, damn it.
No, ain't y'all be.
Transource
You
E.
remember when you tried to put those little ones that didn't fit together,
Yeah.
and you're like this, trying to force them
uh,
together. That's what y'all trying to
uh,
do. Getting these relationships where both y'all ain't complete, trying to make one complete, and it's not gonna work. It's called codependent.
yeah.
And again, I'm not knocking
Yeah.
it. I know some
Yeah,
toxic ass
and it
relationships
works.
that are
Yeah.
working,
Yeah.
but
And it's only for you. It's only for you to really say whether it's right or wrong. I mean, we're sitting up here we're giving generalizations, but if it works for you, then who are we to tell you it's wrong?
I choose violence. I'm
You
telling
know,
you it's wrong. I'm
okay,
saying over the
but
long run,
yeah,
it's not gonna work for you.
and we can't say that
And the
either
longer you
because they
wait,
could grow. I mean, they could both
no,
grow
but
at some
that's what
point.
change.
Okay,
I'm talking about if
yeah,
you keep
okay,
doing the same
keep doing
thing.
this. I got you. Okay, cool.
The longer you keep doing the same thing, it's like sweeping trash under a rug. Eventually, you're gonna
Mhm.
have to get to it.
Yeah,
It's like a hoarder.
mhm.
Hoarders who die, they die because their own shit falls on top of them because
And
they
they gotta
keep
come dig the
hoarding it away.
body out of
Yes.
it, and the rats eating on you, the cats and everything
Yes.
peeing on you. Okay,
Um.
yeah.
So you have
Mm.
those things, right? So that's what my thing is. In it, even the people who are currently in relationships, I want you to evaluate that. Evaluate what's in it for you. Evaluate what you get out of this person. Evaluate what you give to that person. Because a lot of people sit there talking about, well, this person ain't doing shit for me, but what are you doing for them?
Yeah, yeah. You got to you have to evaluate yourself in that situation. You have to write down in a relationship, what do I think I provide this person, and
Yeah.
I think this is something good too. Like, what do I think I provide this person? Then you share the list with each
And
other.
ask them.
No, 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 no. You write the list. No, you write the list. You no. If you okay, if relationships about being open and honest with each other, right? Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna be open and honest,
Clean up the terms,
what you mean?
terminology. Clean up the terminology.
What terminology?
Like if you say something like, "What if she don't give you
No, no,
head?"
Oh, no.
Clean it up.
You don't give me sloppy toppy there. But no, I mean,
Don't say
w-
that we came and talk. Don't listen to him when
w-
it comes in. Don't let him set you up for the
no, no,
okey doke.
no.
Because black women don't put up with that shit.
Okay,
We will make you pay.
so what I'm saying,
It's an old discussion that'll be 20 years from now. You'll be like, remember when you told me I
okay,
ain't give you good head?
okay, no, well, I'm not saying. What I'm saying is, what do you think you bring to the relationship? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
What do you think you bring to the relationship? And then share and ask him to do it, and then y'all share it. Then it'll be a discussion,
And
right?
then you
And
reevaluate
you reevaluate
quarterly.
because basically what you're hearing, right, is the truth from their perception, which you're not getting. You're sitting in your own self thinking that you're doing something, and you're just walking around like, okay, shit is all good, shit is gravy, And then when you hear what they got to say, now we can talk about it. Now we can grow from here.
Yep.
It's a true assessment of what's actually going on in this relationship.
I don't disagree. And I think you should reevaluate. Like, you go to a job, you get a yearly evaluation.
True. Yeah.
And it's not a good one, keep in mind, but jobs.
I'm not signing that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, usually you get to get a yearly evaluation from your job, you have to get talked to during the year.
Mhm.
So my thing is this: why not do the same thing in your personal life? Not saying that you're evaluating each other, trying to one up each other, but the whole point is the whole goal is success for the relationship, for you as an individual,
To build a stronger bond.
to build a stronger bond.
Mm.
So to figure that out, y'all got to figure out what's wrong to be right.
True.
That's it, right? And then that also means like you have to evaluate yourself. Like, what do you get out of a relationship? And be honest with yourself and say, I feel like I'm somebody when I'm in this relationship. That's fine. Keep that energy. Nobody's saying it's like, for me, it doesn't work. For me, having autonomy matters, right?
Okay.
But who the fuck cares what I think?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what works for you works
you
for
don't want
you.
to have to deal with it though.
Yes.
Nobody else, and that's the whole thing. That's why it's like it's a whole self thing. It's a whole personal thing.
Mhm.
You can get advice from anybody. Anybody that's on these platforms give you advice and everything, but it's generalizations and it doesn't work for everybody.
Of course.
You can listen to a bunch of you might hear something in us that might work for you. You might go to somewhere else, hear something from them that might work for you. So you get a bunch of information and you use that information to come up with whatever game plan that.
But do
works
the
for you.
evaluation.
Yeah, and do the evaluation at the same
I mean,
time.
I think that one is added value. I think asking questions is added value. People spend so much time asking stupid ass questions anyway. Like, you think she pretty? No.
Yeah.
Like, do you think you're pretty?
Yeah.
That's the question you need to ask yourself. Like, y'all need to start having these conversations. Or like, I don't like when you gain weight.
Yeah.
I can't breathe when you're on top.
You want to cut all the time.
You hot. Like, but that's how you get to understand, not to be in an abusive way. I'm joking. Like, we're joking on that. But figuring out these things, because it's a team effort.
Yeah.
And it's really a team effort. So these people who are in teams acting like solo players, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah, it will never. You wasting time. It's in the end, it's gonna fail. So that's true.
I was gonna say, don't be Kobe in this, but may he rest in peace. I don't mean it like that. I mean like Kobe when he's in the Lakers and he's a star.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
There
ain't
you
no
can say,
room
well,
for-
Jordan before he's won his championships.
But I feel like Jordan played with people. That
No,
was during the
before he
time
won. No, before he won his championship. Before the championships, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He
That's
was
why he
first
didn't win. Nah, that's why he wasn't. They wasn't winning.
Ah.
Nah, in the beginning, nah. He
So
figured
he had
that
to
out.
learn how to
He had
play
to
as a
learn.
team.
He had to learn to
Yes.
play as a team. Yeah.
Like Mike. Be like Mike after he did all that bullshit
Yeah,
before.
before you got the white woman.
You know, somebody did a video about that, about how he got better when he got with the white woman. I said,
Yeah.
oh, there's a video?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, just shots
Yeah.
fired.
yeah.
His wife took half.
Yeah, but hey,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she deserved it. She was there with him through through everything.
I don't get involved in people's personal
Yeah.
business. I don't care if she didn't deserve it or did deserve it. That's between
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, and that's true.
Did he
That's
have a
between
prenup? Did she
I don't
have a
think so.
prenup?
I don't think so.
Boom. That's their business.
Yeah,
like,
I
I
think
ain't
so.
even saying she deserved it. I don't know if she did. Maybe she didn't make him no cheese sandwiches at night.
Okay,
I don't know what happened.
based on the law, she deserved it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
none
saying.
of my business,
Yeah, that's
none
true.
mine, and none yourn.
Yeah.
Let the judge take
Yeah.
care of that, and the judge did, and she got that.
She got it. Mm-hmm.
I wonder what she's doing.
Living
wonder
the
if
best
she's single.
life.
I'm cute. I can be taken care of.
Mm.
Like, I don't mind if she call it dating down.
I don't care. Call it what you want.
But yeah, that's all I got. If I had to wish anything, I'd say do what Willie suggested, and put and do the evaluations. I think that is a great takeaway for things because I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah,
I do it in my friendships,
yeah.
so
Hey, businesses, you do it in businesses,
all
so
day.
why not do it in relationships also?
I'm
Stop.
about to go for Mother's Day. I'm about to go see my mom and do
Are you gonna do
evaluation.
evaluation?
Hmm.
Hmm. Are you taking care of yourself,
I'm gonna
woman?
have a gift
Mm.
right there off to the side, right here, and be like, "Now let me look." Wait.
This is what you didn't do, so you don't get this
Yeah, you don't
gift.
get this one. Let's
Not
see
this
about
one.
the small gift.
Let's see what I got in my pocket.
Lint. You get lint.
This would be wrong. That'd be so wrong.
A
Anyway,
fifth of vodka.
ugh.
Um,
But I don't drink. You better drink today,
because
because you. Oh,
you're not the life of the party,
yeah.
Elsie. It's already been said.
Mm,
Communication skills are lacking.
mm.
Um,
Yeah, anyway,
that's all. Yeah, that's
that's
all
all
I
I got
got.
to.
Thank y'all for joining.
Appreciate y'all joining. We'll see y'all next week. We're gonna be working. We already talked about it. We haven't did a
Blackout session.
blackout session this year, so we're lacking. We're sorry. I'm sorry. We slipped. We
I
let
mean,
y'all
we've
we
been
let y'all
having
down.
topics.
We let
There have
y'all
been
down.
other
Yeah.
topics coming up. I've been out of town.
Mm,
There's a lot of things that's
mm,
been happening,
mm.
but we have to come up with some good blackout
Yeah.
titles, and we have to find good black.
We have
It's
to find
very
people.
hard to
Yeah.
find
Find
people
people.
for
Yeah.
blackout
That want to
sessions
talk.
because even though we call it a blackout session, they still think that
Somebody gonna know them.
somebody's gonna know them.
Mm,
Yeah, so we have to be. It's just taxing
mm.
sometimes, but
Yeah.
I do enjoy our blackout
Oh,
sessions. So we have
wonderful.
to get them. I'm working
Hey,
on it.
if y'all just watch this content, go back and look up our content. The blackout session
They're
was
great.
polyamory,
Uh,
poly lifestyle or whatever.
there's
It's the
polyamory and
the first
cheating. We
one.
did one on cheating,
Yeah, the first one we did actually was very good.
and the one we did on cheating was good too.
Yeah,
I thought so.
it was good.
You know, they broke up.
Which the poly
No, the ones who were they were poly,
hmm. On the
uh,
cheat one.
on the cheating one.
Okay.
The two young ladies.
Oh, they did.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't
I
know.
was like
Oh,
the
oh.
ones who said that. I said, "What if y'all break up?" Oh, we
Yeah,
ain't breaking up.
yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. May y'all find somebody.
So I
That,
mean, this is not any slight to them, but the ego in me wants to be like, "See, I was right."
okay.
Oh no.
Good.
Okay.
See y'all next week.